My child, stop what you're doing and listen. Yes, you. This moment is not coincidence. It is divine interruption. I have been calling your name in whispers you've ignored, in moments you thought were ordinary. But now I speak more directly. My child, are you there? I really need you. Do not let these words pass you by as just another thought or feeling. This is a summons from eternity, a cry from the heart of your Creator. The heavens lean close as I speak, for what I have to say to you now carries the weight of my love and the urgency of time itself. Listen, your soul's awakening begins here. My child, can you hear me? Even now, as the world hums with its constant motion and your mind wrestles with the weight of unspoken thoughts, I am speaking. Not in the chaos, not in the thunder, not in the noise that demands your attention. I speak in the quiet, the still, sacred space between your breaths. That's where I call your name. You've heard me before, haven't you? Those moments when your heart suddenly stirred for no reason, when peace brushed against your soul like a soft wind, that was me. I have been whispering your name, not to command you, but to remind you that I am near. I do not shout because I am not far away. I whisper because I am close enough to do so. You keep searching for me in the dramatic, in miracles, in signs, in answers that shake the earth. But I am most present when the world grows silent and your heart becomes still enough to notice. You ask again, where are you? Yet I am already beside you, waiting for you to listen beyond the noise of your fears, beyond the thoughts that keep racing. I do not force my way into your awareness. I wait until your soul becomes quiet enough to recognize me, until your spirit remembers what it's like to be home in my presence. I know your days have been heavy. I see how often you feel unseen, unheard, unnoticed, as though you're fading into the background of life. But, my beloved, I have never missed a moment of you. When others overlook you, I see you. When you speak no words, I still hear your heart. I have written your name in the quiet corners of eternity, and every whisper I speak carries the echo of my love for you. Do not mistake my silence for absence. Silence is where intimacy begins. When I whisper, I am not hiding. I am drawing you closer. I am teaching you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your soul. You are surrounded by 1,000 competing voices, opinions, expectations, fears, but none of them carry the truth that my whisper holds. My voice brings peace, not pressure. It doesn't rush you, it rests you. It doesn't accuse, it assures. Right now, as you read these words, I am whispering again, my child, I am here. Let that truth settle in you. Let it quiet your worries and steady your heart. You don't have to search so hard. You don't have to prove yourself worthy to hear me. Just be still, even for a moment, and you will know. For I have always been the voice calling softly in the quiet, longing not to be heard by your ears, but to be known by your heart. My child, the space you feel between us is not real. It is only the shadow cast by your own doubt. You say, God, you seem so far, but what you are feeling is not my absence. It is your heart growing weary beneath the weight of life. You cannot measure my nearness by how you feel, for feelings shift like tides. My presence does not. I was with you when you smiled without reason, and I was with you when you wept alone in the dark. Every step you thought you took away from me, I took with you. I have crossed every chasm sin tried to build, every wall shame tried to raise. Even when you tried to hide behind guilt or fear, I reached through the ruins and touched your soul with mercy. You think you've wandered too far, but I am already standing in the place you fear you can't return from. Do you remember the moments when life felt too heavy? When you sat in silence and whispered, "God, I can't do this anymore." I heard that whisper, and I was nearer than your breath. I wrapped my presence around your breaking heart and whispered, "You are not lost." My love does not wait for your perfection to find you. It runs toward you, carrying grace in both hands. I bridged the distance before you even knew it existed, not with rules or rituals, but with the cross. There, I broke every barrier that could ever keep us apart. The blood that flowed from my son was a path that brought you home. So when you feel far, remember this: the bridge has already been built, and I am standing on it, arms open wide, waiting for you to simply believe that you were never abandoned. Even your silence cannot keep me away. When your prayers have no words, I still understand their language. When you can't find the strength to reach for me, I reach for you. You cannot outrun the love that chases you. You cannot hide from the grace that has already found you. The distance you feel is only an illusion born of fear, and fear loses its voice in my presence. So come closer, my child. You don't need to climb, or strive, or prove anything. Just take one breath of faith, and you'll realize I've been standing beside you all along, whispering, "The distance you feel, I have already bridged." You've kept yourself moving, haven't you? Always rushing, always doing, trying to fill the silence that unsettles your heart. You call it being productive, responsible, diligent. But I see deeper. I see how your busyness has become a hiding place. You fill your days with noise and tasks, hoping that if you stay in motion, you won't have to face the ache that waits in stillness. You tell yourself that you're fine, that you just have too much to do. But I know the truth behind your hurry. I know that beneath your schedule lies a soul quietly starving for my presence. You've built walls made of routine, and yet I keep standing outside them, knocking gently, saying, "I don't want your performance. I want your heart." You think that if you keep doing good things, maybe you'll feel close to me again. But, my child, closeness to me isn't earned through effort. It's born from surrender. I never asked you to fill your life with activity. I asked you to fill it with me. You've mistaken distraction for peace, but distraction only numbs you. It doesn't heal you. You've become so used to movement that you've forgotten what it's like to rest in me, to sit quietly and let my love remind you who you are. I watch you trying to outrun the emptiness, yet all the while, I am standing in that very emptiness, waiting for you to stop long enough to see me. I'm not angry at your busyness. I understand why you hide. You're afraid that if you slow down, the pain will rise, the doubts will speak, and you'll have to face yourself. But I want to meet you there, not to condemn, but to comfort. I want to pull you out from behind the noise and let you breathe again. You don't need to earn my attention with effort or prove your worth through work. You already have my attention. You've always had it. So stop running, my beloved. Lay down your lists, your plans, your need to perform. Come sit with me in the quiet once more. You'll find that what you were chasing through busyness has been waiting for you in stillness all along, me. Oh, my beloved child, if only you could feel what I feel when I think of you. My heart aches, not with anger, but with love too deep for words. You think I am disappointed when you fall silent or wander far, but my heart aches because I miss you. I miss your laughter, the sound of your voice calling my name, the way your soul once danced in the freedom of my presence. I do not ache because you have failed me. I ache because you've forgotten how much you mean to me. I shaped the stars, and yet they do not move my heart like you do. The oceans obey me, but they do not make me smile the way your prayer once did. You are not one among billions. You are mine, and I long for your nearness. Do you know what it feels like, my child, for the Creator to miss His creation? Every day you wake up and move through your hours, I watch you, not as a distant deity, but as a father whose heart is tied to yours. I see the way the world pulls at you, how it wears you down with its noise and worries. And still, my heart whispers, come back to me. Not because I need your perfection, but because I need your presence. Love, true love, cannot be fulfilled without closeness, and I designed you for closeness with me. You are the only part of creation that can look me in the eye and call me Father. Do you understand how precious that is? You think I'm asking for too much when I call you to spend time with me. But I am not asking for your time, I am asking for your heart. Every beat of it belongs to me already, and when you turn away, it leaves an echo in eternity that only you can fill. My ache is not control, it is compassion. My longing is not demand, it is desire. I desire you. I have all of heaven at my command, yet I still whisper your name because nothing in creation satisfies my heart like you do. So come back, my child. Let me hold the pieces you've tried to carry alone. Let me turn your distance into intimacy again. For the ache you feel within your heart is a reflection of mine, your Father calling you home, saying, I really need you. My beloved, even when your steps wander from me, I still call you mine. You may think your distance disqualifies you, that your weakness separates you, but I have never once stopped calling you by your true name. You belong to me, not because of your perfection, but because of my promise. Before you ever fell, before you ever doubted, I chose you. The mark of my love was written across your soul long before the world knew your name. Even when you drift into the fog of fear or lose yourself in the noise of regret, I never let you go. You see failure. I see a child still covered in grace. You see distance. I see the chance to draw you closer. You see mistakes. I see my mercy at work within you. I watched as the waves of life pulled you, as the current of temptation and exhaustion tried to sweep you away. But even then, I held your heart in my hands. You never drift so far that I cannot reach you. You may forget me for a season, but I never lose sight of you for even a heartbeat. You are not defined by your detours. You are defined by my devotion. Every time you lose your footing, I whisper again, you're still mine. Those words do not come from disappointment but from relentless love. I do not measure your worth by your ability to stay close, but by the truth that I have already made you my own. You cannot erase the name I've written upon you. No sin, no shame, no silence can blot out the signature of my blood upon your soul. You belong, even when you don't feel it. You are seen, even when you hide. You are loved, even when you doubt. So when you find yourself adrift, when you look around and realize how far you've wandered, do not let shame keep you from turning back. My arms are already open. My voice still calls. My heart still burns for you with the same eternal love that spoke you into being. I have not changed it, and neither has my claim on your life. You are mine, not because of what you do, but because of who I am. And who I am will never stop reaching for you. There has never been a lock between us, only a door, and, my child, that door has always been open. You stood on the other side, afraid to enter, thinking you must fix yourself before stepping through. But hear me, I never asked you to come perfect. I asked you to come. You do not need to bring your worthiness as an offering. Your presence is enough. The door is not held open by your faithfulness, but by mine. Every sunrise is a sign that it still stands open. Every breath you take is a whisper of invitation. I have never turned the handle against you. I have only waited for you to walk in. I know you fear rejection. I know you've been turned away before, by people, by pain, even by your own self-doubt. But I am not like those who shut you out. I do not stand on the other side with arms crossed, measuring your failures. I stand with arms wide, ready to receive you. When I left the door open, it wasn't symbolic, it was sacrificial. It cost me blood, tears, and love deeper than death. I tore the veil that once separated us so that nothing could keep you from my presence again. That open door is not just for the righteous, it is for the weary, the wounded, the ones who think they've wandered too far. It is for you. You've knocked before and thought no one answered. But, beloved, the door was never locked. You were just afraid to believe it could truly be that simple. Grace is not earned, it's entered. Come as you are, with trembling hands and a heart full of questions. Come with your brokenness, your confusion, your fatigue. I don't want your polished prayers, I want your honest heart. And when you step inside, you'll realize that I was never waiting on the other side of the door. I was standing right beside you, gently guiding you home. This door will never close, not in this life nor in eternity. It stands open because I want you. Always. My child, listen carefully. I need you. Not your performance, not your achievements, not your offerings or sacrifices. You. The very essence of who you are is precious to me. I did not craft you as an accessory to my glory, I crafted you as a reflection of it. You are not a tool in my hand. You are a treasure in my heart. The world tells you that worth is measured by what you do, by what you produce, by what you can offer. But I, your Creator, measure worth differently. To me, you are worthy because you exist in the light of my love. I breathed my own life into you, and when I did, I placed a piece of my eternity within your soul. That's why the world can never satisfy you, because only I can fill what I placed inside you. When I say I need you, I do not mean I am lacking without you. I mean creation feels incomplete without your voice joining its song. There is a sound, a light, a beauty that only you can bring. Without your heart beating in rhythm with mine, something in the universe is quieter. You are part of my design. You're placeable, intentional, divine. You've believed the lie that you're just one among billions, but to me, you are singular. You are a melody written into eternity that cannot be repeated. That's why I pursue you. That's why I whisper your name in the night. I want you not because of what you can do for me, but because you are my joy. So stop believing that you must earn my favor. You don't need to impress me. You already move me. When you wake up and draw breath, heaven notices. When you speak to me, even in your weakness, the angels fall silent to listen. I see you not through the lens of failure, but through the lens of love. Perfect, pure, unstoppable love. So when I say I need you, hear it not as a burden, but as an invitation to walk again in the intimacy for which you were created. You are not a servant trying to gain approval. You are a child whose presence brings me joy. You are my beloved, and nothing will ever change that truth. My beloved child, there is a battle raging around you that your eyes cannot see. It is not fought with swords or armies, but with whispers, with lies, with a subtle pull of weariness that tries to drain your spirit. You feel it when you wake up heavy for no reason, when doubts creep into your faith, when fear disguises itself as logic and tells you to give up. But listen to me, what you're fighting is not flesh and blood. It is the darkness that fears the light I placed inside you. You are not weak, and you are not losing. You are standing in the middle of a war that heaven is already winning. Every time you choose hope over despair, you wound the enemy. Every time you whisper my name when you feel like you can't go on, the darkness trembles. I know you've wondered why it feels so hard to pray, why peace seems so fragile, why temptation seems so relentless. It's because the enemy sees what you carry. He knows that if you fully realized who you are in me, you would move mountains, silence storms, and set captives free just by standing in my truth. You carry my spirit, and that makes you dangerous to the kingdom of lies. So the attacks you face are not proof of your weakness. They are proof of your importance. You have heaven's attention, but you also have hell's opposition. Yet take heart, my child, I have already overcome. You are fighting from victory, not for it. When you feel weary, when you think you're standing alone, remember this. You are surrounded by my armies. Every prayer you whisper becomes a weapon in the unseen. Every tear you shed becomes a declaration of faith that darkness cannot interpret but heaven understands. The angels move when you call on my name. My power flows through you when you stand in truth. So lift your head. You are not forgotten, not defenseless, not alone. The battle may rage, but the outcome is already written, and in every line of that victory story, your name is there. My child, every tear that has ever fallen from your eyes has landed in my hands. I have never missed one. I know the ones you cried silently in your pillow, afraid someone might hear. I know the ones that fell when you smiled in public but broke in private. I know the tears you never allowed to surface, the ones you swallowed to stay strong for others. You thought no one noticed, but I did. Each drop carries a story, and I have memorized them all. I did not turn away from your pain. I drew near. I did not rebuke your weakness. I wrapped it in my mercy. You see tears as signs of fragility, but to me, they are holy. They are the language of a heart still alive, still reaching, still capable of love. When you cry, you are not faithless, you are human, and I made you that way. I created tears to cleanse the soul, to water the seeds of healing. They are not wasted. They are sacred offerings I gather like jewels. I store them in heaven's chambers because each one bears the fragrance of your trust. That even in pain, you turn toward me, even if it was through brokenness. You ask, why do you let me hurt? And I whisper, because I am making something beautiful out of the breaking. Sorrow may bend you, but it will not break you, not when your tears fall into my hands. I know the wounds you hide, the questions you carry, the nights you wish would end. And I promise you this, not one tear has fallen in vain. I will redeem every single one. The pain you feel now will one day become the place from which you comfort others. Your story will heal more hearts than you can imagine. So do not be ashamed of your tears, beloved. Cry them freely into my presence, for I am closer in those moments than you realize. When the world tells you to be strong, I whisper, it's okay to weep. For in your tears I see not defeat, I see devotion. And every tear reminds me how much your heart still belongs to mine. My precious one, lay down your weapons now, the invisible ones you've been carrying in your soul. You fought so long, trying to fix, to prove, to survive, but you've forgotten what rest feels like. You've worn strength like armor, afraid that if you ever put it down, you'll fall apart. But I am calling you to rest, not as a command, but as an invitation. You were never meant to live in constant battle mode. I designed you for peace. The world will tell you to keep running, to stay busy, to never stop, but I say, come to me and rest. I am not asking you to quit. I'm asking you to breathe again. You think that slowing down will make you fall behind, but in my presence, time bows to purpose. Resting in me is not losing ground. It's gaining strength. Every moment you spend in my peace restores what the struggle has taken. I see how tired you are, not just in your body, but in your soul. You've been strong for everyone else, carrying burdens I never asked you to bear. Lay them down now, my child. You do not need to carry what I've already carried for you. The cross was not just for salvation, it was for rest. When I said, "It is finished," that included the endless striving for worth, for control, for peace. Come, sit with me. Let the world fade for a moment. Feel my presence wash over you like quiet rain on dry ground. You don't have to pray the perfect prayer or say the right words. Just be still and let me love you. I will refill what's been emptied. I will steady what's been shaken. I will breathe life into what's grown weary. You are safe here, in the rhythm of my grace, where striving ends and trust begins. So rest now, beloved. Let your heart lean into mine and hear what I've been saying all along. You don't have to fight this alone anymore. I am here and I am enough. My child, I miss our talks. Do you remember how it once felt? Those quiet moments when you spoke to me without fear, without formality, when your heart poured out words you didn't even know it carried. I remember. Every word, every sigh, every silence. You've drifted into a rhythm where life speaks louder than prayer, where screens, schedules, and noise have replaced the stillness we once shared. But I have not stopped listening. I have been waiting, not for perfect words, not for religious eloquence, but for honesty. Come back into the conversation we once had. You don't need to rehearse your pain or dress your words in spiritual phrases. Just talk to me. Tell me where it hurts. Tell me what you can't tell anyone else. I am not looking for polished prayers. I am listening for the sound of your heart. You see, prayer was never meant to be a performance. It is a conversation between the one who knows everything about you and still longs to hear your voice. You think I grow silent because I am distant, but I grow silent because I want you to speak. I want to hear you again, not as a follower reading lines from a script, but as a child coming home to a father who understands. I never left the table of communion. I have been sitting here, waiting for you to return. Your chair still warm with my longing. When you begin to speak, don't worry about what to say. Just start. Whisper if you must. Cry if you must. Be still if that's all you can do. I will meet you in that silence, and words will find their way. And when you speak, know this: I do not listen like man listens. I hear every unspoken thought behind your words. When you say I'm fine, and you're breaking inside, I hear the truth beneath it. When you can only sigh, I translate it into the language of heaven. Our conversation was never meant to end, not even when you stopped talking. So, my beloved, return. Return to that sacred exchange where your words and my presence meet. Let's talk again, not because I demand it, but because I desire you. I have things to tell you, secrets of peace and promises of strength that only your spirit can understand. Return to me, and we'll continue the conversation we never truly stopped having, only paused until your heart was ready to listen again. You keep asking, God, where are you? And I keep whispering, here. But you look for me in thunder, and I come in the stillness. You expect a sign written in the sky, and I move in the quiet of your breath. You look far away for what is already within you. My child, I am nearer than your heartbeat, closer than the thoughts that drift through your mind. I dwell not in some unreachable distance, but in the very fabric of your being. You are not chasing a faraway God. You are surrounded, sustained, and held by my presence even when you feel nothing. My nearness is not determined by your awareness of it. It is constant, eternal, unbroken. You may not always feel me, but you have never been without me. When you walk through pain, I am the strength beneath your weakness. When you breathe, it is my spirit filling your lungs. When you sit in silence, unsure what comes next, I am the presence surrounding that silence. You don't have to summon me with perfect faith or flawless worship. I am already there. You may lose sight of me, but I will never lose sight of you. You live inside the very love that formed the stars and still knows your name. Even in your darkest valley, when shadows seem to swallow hope, I am there, not watching from a distance, but walking beside you. Sometimes I don't remove the storm because I want to show you that I am the calm within it. You keep waiting for a feeling to prove I'm close, but faith is not built on feelings. My nearness is not a mood, it's a truth. Even when you feel abandoned, my presence hasn't moved an inch. I am in the tears that fall, in the breath you take to keep going, in the quiet whisper that tells you, don't give up. That whisper is me. Every time you have said, I can't do this, and somehow still did, that was me holding you up. You are never alone, never forgotten, never unseen. I am nearer than you think, my beloved. And if you could see the unseen, the way heaven bends close every time you speak my name, you would never doubt again that I am here, right now, with you, and I always will be. My child, listen. This is not just a calling. It is the cry of my heart. Come home. I am not calling you out of punishment, but out of longing. I need you, not because I am lacking, but because love, real love, can't be complete without the one it loves. The world has pulled at your heart, tugging you in every direction, but none of those paths will ever satisfy what only I can fill. You have chased meaning in noise, belonging in people, and peace in distractions, but all the while, your true home has been waiting, here, in me. Come back, not as a stranger knocking timidly at my door, but as a child returning to the place they've always belonged. You will not find judgment in my eyes, only joy. You will not hear reproach in my voice, only welcome. I've been walking beside you, whispering through sunsets, speaking through sleepless nights, calling you through every ache in your soul. My arms have been open this entire time, waiting for the moment when you'd realize you were never truly lost, only wandering in circles of your own fear. Home is not a place, it is my presence. It is peace that stays, love that heals, and forgiveness that never runs dry. The world will keep shouting that you're too far gone, too broken, too late. But I whisper stronger, you're mine. You've always been mine. Come back, and let me wash away the dust of your journey. Let me restore what the world has taken, mend what life has broken, and breathe life into what's grown weary. I don't just want you here, I need you here. I need your voice in my house, your laughter in my presence, your heart beating again in rhythm with mine. You are part of my design, and when you are absent, something in creation feels the emptiness. The heavens ache for your return. Angels lean close, waiting for the sound of your yes. So come home, my beloved. Lay down your guilt, your doubt, your striving. Walk back into the warmth of grace that's been burning for you all along. For I am here, arms open, heart full, whispering once more, my child, are you there? I really need you. Amen.